What's up, my juicy gamers? It's Juicer here. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my initial thoughts on Starfield. We're currently in early access of Starfield, so many of you may not have played the game yet, but here are my initial thoughts. So far during the early access, I've had a ton of fun with this game. There is so much to do. There's so much to do, and I think one of my favorite things about the game, I have like 3 friends playing the game right now, and I think my favorite thing is that we've all gone completely different pathways without talking to each other about anything at all. I went main quest lines first, like all the constellation quest lines, and my one buddy did what he said is a cowboy quest line. I have not yet done that yet, so I'm looking forward to that. And then my other friend just went off and explored. There's so many ways to play this game. It's really, really fun. It feels very space Fallout, which obviously makes sense. It's a Bethesda game, but space Fallout is a really good concept, I feel like. There are a few things that are frustrating that I wish I could change. Weight limit being one of them. Obviously, developers don't want you looting literally everything in a place, but it is incredibly frustrating when you're constantly moving gear between any of your companions, yourself, your ship, and it gets a little bit frustrating, but it's a pretty minor inconvenience if I'm being honest. Actually, it's a little bit more than a minor inconvenience, I would say, because I like to be a loot goblin, and it does inhibit me from doing that. Another funny thing that happens when you're talking to characters is sometimes if you interacted with them and they're not facing you, they will continue to not face you for the entire conversation. It's very weird talking to the back of someone's head. I'm sure that's just a bug and it will change soon. However, and it doesn't happen every time you talk to a character and they're looking away. It just happens every once in a while, which is why I'm sure they'll figure it out. The space travel is a little bit strange. It's a little bit hit and miss for me. I really like how easy it is to basically fast travel to places because it saves you a ton of time. However, I played a lot of No Man's Sky, and I wish there was like an easier boost option to get from planet to planet. Although I guess this game kind of makes it feel more realistic, where like if you're in a ship, quote unquote, obviously you can't do that now. If you're in a ship and you're trying to go from here to Mars, it's going to take a very long time, which it basically does in this game. You can get from planet to planet just driving and boosting. However, it would be a little bit nicer if you didn't just fast travel from planet to planet all the time. It would make it more of a space experience rather than a planet experience. I really like the gunfighting so far. Things seem pretty moddable, which I really appreciate. I'm sure the same couple of mods when you start the game and then the mods that you get at the end of the game will be different, make the gun choices more unique. However, again, the game is really fun. However, I always seem to be running out of ammo. So oftentimes in like lower level fights, I'll like pull out my axe or my melee weapon of some kind, or my cutter, because the cutter regenerates your ammo or regenerates its own ammo. I'll use those for some lower level fights and then save my ammo for the higher level fights because the enemies seem to be very bullet spongy and you don't really have an infinite amount of ammo. You can't craft ammo, so you can only buy it or find it on people, and that means you're going to need to kind of save ammo, and that's a little bit frustrating. But it does, again, feel very Fallout-y. Overall, so far in this game, I'm giving it a B+. I may have focused a little bit more on the negatives because they pop out in my mind while I'm sitting here thinking about it. However, I'm having a really, really fun time, and I really appreciate the amount of development that this game has gone through. The characters have been fun so far. I've been liking the main story. Yeah, it's really fun game so far. I would really highly recommend it to people who like this genre or are looking to start out in a genre like this. So I hope this helped you out. I'd love to know what your initial thoughts are. If you've played the early access or you're about to play it on September 6th, I'd really like to hear what you have to think. Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.